And I love Viv. She's really great, but she was always a bit older than us and a bit posher and couldn't quite be trusted.
That's a reality for me. I love the people I work with. I love the people that are my family members, and I particularly love Nora.
He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't pretend to be polite. Johnny Rotten simply snarls, and the establishment trembles.
Strictly Sex Pistol, no fanny.
For nearly 50 years, his voice has been the sound of rebellion itself. There are prettier singers, safer voices, but nobody captures pure defiance like him. Nobody makes anger sound so necessary. He was the kid who said what everyone thought but feared to say, the sneer that launched a revolution.
We were put together in such a ramshackle way that we never gelled as human beings once we started to work together.
When Britain told him to respect tradition, he spat on it.
What would you say are the main differences between these two bands, the Sex Pistols and the Public Image Limited?
We're better.
When the music industry demanded conformity, he wore it like a weapon. When they tried to silence him, he just got louder. But beneath all that chaos, all those controversies, are songs that still define punk rock tracks that proved 3 chords, and the truth could change culture forever. Rotten remembers which songs felt like grenades when the world needed shaking, which ones still carry the rage of 1977. He screamed his way through one album and a handful of singles, but 7 Sex Pistols tracks burned themselves into history. These are the songs that turned John Lydon into Johnny Rotten, the voice of a generation that refused to behave. The prophet of punk has spoken. His choices are as confrontational as ever. 7. Pretty Vacant. Some songs hide their meaning. This one made emptiness sound glorious. Pretty Vacant was Johnny's middle finger to everyone who called punk stupid and meaningless. He took their insult and turned it into an anthem. Being vacant wasn't weakness. It was freedom from their boring expectations.
That's about as, advanced as it can possibly get.
The song celebrated not caring about things that didn't matter. The music was pure 3-chord simplicity. Fast, aggressive, impossible to ignore. Steve Jones's guitar buzzed like angry wasps. Paul Cook's drums hit like hammers, and Johnny sneered every word like he was explaining something obvious to idiots. The vacant stare wasn't apathy, it was rejection of their entire system. Recording it felt like a controlled explosion. The band played it fast and raw, no polish allowed. Johnny's vocals were deliberately obnoxious, designed to make comfortable people uncomfortable. He dragged out certain words, added unexpected screams, made sure nobody could ignore him. The song became a punk staple immediately. Kids who felt dismissed by society finally had their anthem. Being called vacant by people you didn't respect wasn't an insult anymore, it was a badge of honor. Johnny gave them permission to reject everything fake. For Johnny, Pretty Vacant represents the power of not caring what they think. How indifference can be revolutionary. 6. Holidays in the Sun. Some vacations are escapes. This one was a confrontation. Holidays in the Sun came from Johnny's trip to Berlin, standing at the wall, feeling the tension between East and West. While everyone else sang about fun in the sun, Johnny sang about barbed wire and machine guns.
If you just carry on ignoring the most poignant parts.
I'm glad that was such an important part of your life.
And I'm here to remind you.
Oh!
The holiday was really imprisonment. Freedom was really control. Leave it to Rotten to turn vacation into a political statement. The opening was deliberately militaristic. Marching sounds, aggressive guitar, building tension. Then Johnny's voice cut through like sirens, describing paradise as a place of fear and surveillance. He saw through the propaganda, the lies about freedom. The Wall in Berlin was just honest about what every society did, controlling people while pretending to liberate them. Steve Jones delivered one of his heaviest riffs, matching Johnny's darkness perfectly. The song didn't let up, didn't offer relief, just sustained aggression from start to finish. Recording it captured the band at their angriest, their most politically sharp. The song predicted surveillance culture, predicted walls and divisions that still exist today. Johnny wasn't just commenting on Berlin. He was warning about everywhere, control disguised as protection, prison disguised as safety. For Johnny, holidays in the sun represent seeing through comfortable lies, how the darkest truths hide in the brightest places. 5. Bodies. Some songs are difficult. This one was meant to disturb. Bodies confronted abortion, mental illness, and human degradation in ways that made everyone uncomfortable. Johnny didn't care. He'd met a girl who had multiple abortions, traumatized and broken, and he wrote exactly what he saw.
It was fine for then, but so what? Times move on.
No judgment, no politics, just raw horror at human suffering. The music matched the subject's brutality. Violent, chaotic, relentless. Jones's guitar scraped and clawed. Johnny screamed the lyrics like someone watching something unbearable. The word repeated over and over. Bodies reduced to objects. Humanity lost in trauma. It wasn't pro-life or pro-choice, it was just pain documented. Recording. It was intense for everyone. Johnny pushed his voice to breaking points, channeling real anguish he'd witnessed. The band played with unusual heaviness, understanding this wasn't entertainment anymore. This was testimony, an uncomfortable truth that needed speaking regardless of who it offended. Radio stations banned it immediately. Critics called it exploitative. But Johnny never apologized. He'd seen something real and refused to sanitize it for public consumption. The song wasn't supposed to be pleasant. Reality isn't pleasant. For Johnny, Bodies represents art without compromise. How the most important songs are often the hardest to hear. Truth doesn't care about your comfort. 4. EMI. Some songs attack enemies. This one attacked the hand that fed them. EMI wasn't just their record label, it was everything corporate and safe about the music industry. When EMI dropped the Sex Pistols after public pressure, Johnny wrote them a thank you letter in the form of a song.
You know, everybody knew that was the tastiest guitarist in the world.
Goodbye and good riddance, wrapped in 3 minutes of pure spite. The lyrics named names, pointed fingers, celebrated getting kicked out. Johnny mocked their cowardice, their need for respectability, their fear of controversy. The label wanted Punk's money, but not Punk's reality. So Johnny gave them exactly what they feared, immortalized their weakness in songs they'd never profit from. Musically, it was straight-ahead punk assault. No complexity needed, just aggression and attitude. The band played it like they were burning bridges and enjoying the fire. Johnny's vocals dripped with sarcasm, every line designed to wound corporate feelings. The song became legendary because it proved punk wasn't just posturing, they actually meant it, actually chose principles over paychecks, actually walked away from money to maintain integrity, something almost unheard of in rock music. For Johnny, EMI represents punk's authenticity, how real rebellion costs something, how the best revenge is making them look cowardly while you look fearless. 3. God Save the Queen. Some songs question authority. This one declared war on it. God Save the Queen wasn't just controversial. It was sedition wrapped in 3 chords, released during the Queen's Silver Jubilee, timed for maximum offense. Johnny called the monarchy a fascist regime, called Britain's future hopeless. He said what millions thought, but never dared speak.
Got on with him. He's a good geezer. He's a professional, and he helped.
The song became the sound of a generation refusing to bow. The music was perfect punk fury. Jones's guitar riff cut like broken glass. Cook's drums pounded like riot police boots, and Johnny sneered the national anthem into ashes. No future for you meant no future in their system. The refusal was complete, absolute, uncompromising. Recording it felt dangerous. The band knew they were creating something that would make them permanent enemies. Radio banned it, but kids bought it anyway. It climbed charts despite being blacklisted. The establishment's fear proved every word true. Violence followed the song. Johnny got attacked on the streets. The band faced constant threats, but they never backed down, never apologized, never softened the message. The song was bigger than their safety. For Johnny, God Save the Queen represents speaking truth to power. How one song can expose an entire system's fragility, how rebellion isn't safe or comfortable. 2. Problems. Some songs solve problems. This one celebrated having them. Problems was Johnny's anthem of dysfunction, listing everything wrong with his life like accomplishments. Problem child, problem with the law, problem with living, problem with dying. The song turned society's complaints into personal identity. If you think I'm the problem, good. That's exactly what I wanted to be. The music was relentless speed punk. No breaks, no mercy, just sustained aggression. Jones played like his guitar owed him money. Cook beat drums like they'd insulted his mother. The whole band created chaos that matched Johnny's lyrical anarchy perfectly. Johnny's delivery was pure sneer, every problem announced with pride rather than shame. Society rejects reclaiming the label, making it powerful instead of shameful. The song gave voice to everyone who told them they were the problem. Everyone blamed for questioning systems that deserved questioning. Live performances were explosive. Johnny spat the lyrics at audiences, challenging them to see problems as strengths. The energy was confrontational, dangerous, exactly what punk needed to be. No entertainment here, just a raw challenge to everything comfortable. For Johnny, problems represent embracing your rejection. How being called the problem means you're doing something right. How their diagnosis is your badge of honor. 1. Anarchy in the UK. Some songs start movements. This one was the declaration of war. Anarchy in the UK wasn't just the Sex Pistols' first single, it was punk's mission statement. Johnny declares himself the Antichrist, announcing chaos as the only honest response to their corrupt system. 3 minutes that destroyed the old guard and announced something dangerous had arrived. The opening riff was pure warning. Jones created a sound that felt like impending violence. Then Johnny's voice cut through, that sneer that launched 1,000 bands. He wasn't singing, he was attacking. Every line is designed to offend, to challenge, to make the squirm comfortable. Anarchy wasn't political theory, it was personal fury given form. Recording captured lightning. The band barely knew how to play their instruments, but that rawness made it perfect. Too much skill would have killed the message. This was working-class kids with something to say. Skill level didn't matter. The passion was everything. The song became an instant legend. Banned, feared, misunderstood. Parents panicked, politicians condemned, and the media clutched pearls. Exactly the reaction Johnny wanted. He'd proven their system was fragile, that 3 chords and honesty could shake foundations. Live performances turned venues into war zones. Bottles flew, fights erupted, chaos reigned. Johnny fed off the violence, proving his point with every broken chair. The song didn't just describe anarchy, it created it. Audiences stopped being spectators and became participants in the destruction. That's when Johnny knew they'd succeeded. The song had become bigger than music. It had become an actual threat to order itself. For Johnny, Anarchy in the UK represents punk's birth. How one song changed everything. How anger-focused becomes revolution. For Johnny, a song isn't real unless it causes trouble. These 7 represent pure rebellion, defiance, truth, disgust, revenge, sedition, pride, and anarchy. The voice that refused to be silenced. Which Pistols moment still makes you angry? Comment below and subscribe for more punk legends.